And what is going on, everyone? And welcome to another episode of the Attack on Texans podcast. I am one part of your show, Ruben Calvillo, this handsome man next to me, AD from the Town Rundown. Hey, man, I missed you last week. I wasn't here
Yeah,
either.
right?
Man, man, man.
Mm.
AD, the Houston Texans, last night they walked in the Arrowhead. I walked in the Platypus Brewing, and we both put on a show. The Houston Texans, they defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10 is the final score. Pat Mahomes has arguably one of the worst games of his career. We've
Mhm.
heard that before going up against a Houston Texans defense. You kind of end the Kansas City Chiefs season, not mathematically though. There's still life for them to make the postseason. But as far
Yeah.
as them winning their division, this will be the first time, in 9 years where the Chiefs are not winners of the AFC West. So the
Mhm.
Houston Texans, man, they did something fantastic last night. Talk to me, AD. How you feeling?
The Houston Texans have done something that they should have done a long time ago.
Talk to me.
They have put the stake
Mm.
in the Chiefs' heart, and they have killed the dynasty. They've done last night. They've done what many teams have been trying to do for the last 8 years with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they've killed the dynasty because this is it. This is it. This is the end of the Chiefs as we know them or have known them in the past. And the Texans again humanized Patrick Mahomes. Um, you
That's a
know,
great way to put it.
they've humanized Patrick Mahomes and they've made Andy Reid roll back the clock and turn into the Philadelphia Eagles Andy Reid.
Mm.
Poor clock management and everything like that. But definitely the Houston Texans have ended the dynasty as we know it of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, after this season, we're all expecting Travis Kelsey to walk into retirement and
He gone.
walk into that $1 billion bank account. People expect Andy Reid to say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, let's wrap it up." They don't have their offensive line anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the Texans yesterday they put it into the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty, and AD, I told you, well, I didn't get to tell you, but if you disagree with me, let me know. This is the greatest 5 game run
Mm.
in
Mm.
Houston Texans regular season history. Because when
Absolutely.
you look at it, you have 4 wins against playoff teams in the last 5 games: the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Buffalo Bills, the Indianapolis Colts, the Kansas City Chiefs. Greatest 5 run stretch in Houston Texans regular season history.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Because of the situation you were in and the desperate like paint the whole picture. Not just who we played and who we beat. It's about how we
Got
got
here.
to that point.
Mm.
So we at the time we're on a 5 game win streak. We were 3-5. We were 3-5. We were 2 games under 500.
We're 0-3.
We started off 0-3, and you look up and we beat a San Francisco 49er team, who's a playoff team. You beat a Jacksonville Jaguars team, who's a playoff team leading the division right now. You beat a Buffalo Bills team, who's a playoff team. You beat the freaking Kansas City Chiefs, who's been a perennial playoff team forever, and you basically killed their chances because, in all honesty, they're the number 10 seed in the playoffs, and it's 4 teams above them for them to even get into the playoffs.
Mm.
So it'll take a miracle for basically for them to win all the last 4 games and for 4 of the teams to lose the last 4 games,
Mm.
which is not mathematically possible. So I mean, the percentage for them to even make the playoffs is like 15 or 16%.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
I heard as low as 12%.
yeah, and in this day and age, and it all depends on what happens with the Chargers because if the Chargers upset the Eagles tonight, then it goes even further down.
Yeah.
So it
We
just
also need the Chargers to lose.
yeah, we need the Chargers to lose. So if we're in the playoffs. We're firmly in the playoffs right now, but the Chargers lose, it just makes it even more secure. But um, yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying this run because I remember we can go back 5 weeks ago. We were we were we were almost at the point, and it was like 2 more weeks. And we're gonna be trying to have the Texans go and what we doing? What we doing here? Looking for draft picks. So they righted the ship. They proved us wrong. They've done it in all different ways with CJ Stroud, without CJ Stroud. But the one constant has always been the defense, man. Regardless if players are missing or not, we lost Tim Settle, and they still acted a fool on the defensive line.
Yeah, your defensive tackles had all the sacks in
Yeah,
yesterday's game, right? Tommy
yeah.
Tagai, shout out to Tommy Tagai, with the big old S.
Hmm.
Um,
Oos.
3 interceptions, AD.
Mm-hmm.
One by Kamari Lassiter,
Mm-hmm.
one by Jalen Petrie,
Mm-hmm.
one by Agent Zero Aziz Al
Mm-hmm.
Shaher,
Friend of the pod.
friend of the pod. Shout out to Aziz.
Mm-hmm.
The first interception, we'll go with Jalen Petrie's. What a play that was.
Mm.
And it feels like the Texans have this little tip drill going on the last couple of weeks. It feels like there's been multiple interceptions off of tips, some dropped, that should have
Mm-hmm.
been caught. But Jalen Petrie yesterday, it's so funny with that guardian cap. The way he plays, he needs that damn guardian cap. Um, you
You know
know,
what I call it?
with that guardian, what do you call it?
I call it the pamper power, man. Like he got a pamper on his head.
Well, he used that pamper power on Rasheed Rice because Jalen Petrie killed a man yesterday.
Mm.
The way Rasheed Rice fell, I saw
Mm.
someone tweet that the way he fell was the way the toys fall when Andy comes in the room,
Andy's home.
and it was like,
Hey, I go back to an old classic movie, Boys in the Hood. You ever seen a dead body?
oh,
Because
it was bad.
hey, it was bad. He twisted him up like a pretzel, flipped him upside down, and Rasheed Rice. I know he had a concussion for sure, and he just played it off. But yeah, that was one of the nastiest hits, legal nastiest hits we've seen in a good little minute. So
Speaking of Rasheed Rice, they go to him 2 times on fourth down.
mm-hmm,
One covered by Derek Stingley, one
mm-hmm,
covered by Aziz, incomplete.
mm.
We were scared of Rasheed Rice. Well, I was. I don't know about you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was been going off. But just great play by the Texans defense. The second interception, shout out to the boy that I just ate the Death Star. Kamari Lassiter. Now, Kamari Lassiter, we all knew he was going to play.
Mm-hmm.
To have the game that he did, not just have the INT, but the pass breakup on the deep shot from Mahomes.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley is having an all-pro year, I think, AD.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a hot take. Kamari's been your best cornerback all year.
I agree he's been better, but only because
They don't throw ass.
they don't throw it. And I was talking about the interceptions. All three of those interceptions were spectacular. The fact that Petrie tipped it up and circled back around and caught his own tip was a spectacular play. The Aziz Al-Shahir interception that he basically caught off of Kelsey's back while Kelsey was getting blasted by Miles Bryant.
I was just gonna say, bro, the way he got hit, but because
Mm-hmm.
he was his whole sternum was out, like he was
Yeah.
fully extended trying to reach back, and it just boom.
Mm-hmm. He
Ah,
was laid out,
Jesus.
and then again the Kamari interception was teach tape. They literally showed a side by side of why they do the combine drills, because it literally was a combine drill play that he made where he basically ran the route for the receiver and made a great play on the ball. So again, all three were spectacular interceptions, and it just goes to show this defense is a playmaking defense. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard it on the space earlier. The stat is the Texans right now have more takeaways than they've allowed touchdowns this year, which is a crazy stat. That they have more takeaways, fumbles, interceptions than they have given up touchdowns.
That's scary.
So I think it's like 15 to 12. They have 15 takeaways to 12 touchdowns given up on defense. So I mean, points come at a premium against this defense. So right now, honestly, if the offense again gives us 17, I don't see the Texans losing another game until I don't. Fingers crossed.
Talk to
I
me.
don't see the Texans losing the game this football season. I don't want to say this year because there's games played after this year. I don't see the Texans losing again this football season. You know what that means?
Super Bowl.
Oh,
It's been whispered. It's being whispered, like that little mist in the morning that you still barely see. And what's gonna happen is as you stack up these wins,
Mm-hmm.
that little mist is gonna become a dense fog,
Mm.
and we're all gonna be saying that was great, by the way. That was um, um every single win that you add on, those are gonna get louder, and you head into the playoffs, and let's say to your thing, we went out. You're 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we win the division at 12-5? Because Jacksonville, besides the Denver Broncos, they have a real easy schedule.
The only hope is that the Colts take that other game from them.
W-
It's either the Colts or the
With
Broncos.
Philip Rivers,
Mm, he may
did you
turn
see
back.
that?
Yeah, they like that's how bad. Look, I hate to be this person, but they deserve all of this.
You think so?
The fans of the Colts deserve all of this. The way they were talking and front running,
Shout out to
and
Derek, my
they
AFC South
and they had
Roundtable
the
brother.
Super Bowl. They had the Super Bowl one at week 8 when they were 7-1, and it was all over. Everybody else forget what is going on, and you didn't play anybody. You didn't play anybody, and you beat up on the bottom tier of the whole league, and you were pounding your chest like you were somebody. And now you've run into buzzsaw these last what they've lost what I know for sure 3 straight games.
They've lost 4 out of the last 5.
4 out of the last 5 games. Life comes at you fast, don't it?
Cat Williams has a great quote. A Chrysler looks like a phantom until a phantom pulls up. And unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
they're a Chrysler 300, not even a 300. I give them a
The
200.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah, that little two,
I
little
give them a
coupe.
2. And Indy's tanking. And they don't have a first round pick, bro.
Mm-mm.
This year or
Or
next
next
year.
year.
Oh my god.
Mm-mm-mm.
They're gonna be forced to extend Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they got a franchise tag him. They didn't have no choice, but you got a guy that's coming off a broken leg on one leg and a torn Achilles on the other. How is he going to rehab? like, like, how are you really going to rehab when both of your legs are damaged goods right now?
It's crazy that he tore his Achilles on the other one. He just wasn't putting no type of weight on that
Mm-mm.
other foot, huh?
Nope. Texans. Look, the Texans do things to quarterbacks that nobody else can. Okay. Um.
Speaking of that, the Texans have a tarot card reader fan on TikTok.
Really.
Dude, like hold on, I have to give her a shout out because this is funny. When I find it, I'll send it to you. But she
Mhm.
she she tarot reads CJ Stroud's energy before every single week.
Mm.
She read it today, and then all signs were good. So we have another funny thing. Shout out to Barstool. Big Cat, actually, one
Mhm.
of the heads of Barstool, made a bet at some point during this football year where if the Texans win the Super Bowl, he has to cut off the tip of his pinky.
Oh.
And one of his coworkers on the Chang, he read them their I'm sorry, Che, he read them their rest of the schedule. He was like, man, I might have to cut out my pinky. And it's just it's crazy the way this team is being talked about.
Mhm.
Um, I just can't believe we're here, brother.
Look, again, the Texans are doing everything they possibly can to make this a special season. I said it again. What was it last week with Harley? They're doing everything that they possibly can to slay every kind of demon and dragon that has been in their way going forward.
Yeah.
They have beat Baltimore in Baltimore, which we've never done as a franchise. Regardless of how it was done,
Okay.
regardless of how it was done, we've lost games in Baltimore with less. So you won that game. You slayed that dragon. You slayed the dragon of the Kansas City Chiefs
Mm.
this year. Okay.
Like, what about getting those signature wins?
I mean, that's what you're doing. That's what this 5-game win streak is.
That's another
That's another
dragon you slay.
dragon, right? And then now, honestly, the last dragon is the playing the Patriots in Foxborough in the AFC Championship game. And you slay that Patriots
And
dragon
fraud and
in Foxborough, you go to the Super Bowl.
now let's take it back. Let's go divisional round
Mhm.
because you've never gone past there.
Yeah. You
So
slay the divisional dragon, and while you're at it, slay the Patriots dragon, and you go to the Super Bowl. And how poetic would it be that the Super Bowl matchup is the Houston Texans versus the LA Rams, and you start the season
how you ended
against
the
the Rams,
season?
and you end the season getting revenge on what should have been a victory if you don't fumble the ball, Dare.
Shout out to Dare. Hey, 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 hey. What was funny was yeah, shout out to Watch Party. Shout out to Platypus Brewing. Um, Dare goes on the field, and I go, man, fuck Dare, right?
Mhm.
And then the DJ goes, Ruben, if Dare scores right now, shots. He scored that thing. I ran away. I ran
Look,
away.
I put in the chat. I put in the group chat. I said Dare acts like he knows what he's doing. He got up there and I described the play. He made a quick cut on the handoff. And what does the old coaches always say? To running backs, get skinny in the hole. He
Mhm.
got skinny in the hole, found the hole, made sure his knee was off the ground, and powered through for the touchdown on his only carry of the game.
That's all he needed.
That's all you needed, Dare.
Mm.
And see what happens when you use him for just one
Sparingly.
play, sparingly, just for one play or two, maybe. You get that. But when you have to rely on him and you throw him out there for multiple times, you get the fumbles, Dare. But shout out Dario Gumbawale for putting a stamp on that game. And it getting basically he's gonna get another contract extension after this season because
Reverend Jordan got one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brevin Jordan got another contract extension. He he has I don't know how, but he's one of those we gotta see him at full strength, guys. And the Texans are going to keep rewarding him because it's been 2 years in a row now. The same situation. Gets injured at the beginning of the season, extension. Almost middle towards the end of the season. They did the same thing, like identically, almost the same week. They did it last year and they did it again this year.
There's something special there with Brevin. I don't know what the hell it is, but ever since that 74-yard touchdown against the Cleveland Browns,
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna be a little off-putting to people, but Brevin Jordan is CJ's prayer partner. So that's his end. Is that they pray together, and that CJ he's CJ's right hand, and he's the one that CJ calls on. So yeah,
hey,
hey,
get in how you get in. I'm
get it
never
how you
gonna
get
get
it.
mad at someone making their bread. Um, before we end it, CJ Stroud, I think
Mhm.
played well.
He did.
Um,
He didn't turn the ball over, so
did
that was
not,
positive.
and I know the throw he wants back is that one with Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would. I mean, just
I
so
mean, it was another one with doggone Xavier Hutchinson up the
Jefferson, right?
middle. Like he
I
missed him.
feel like he couldn't see because he went on his tippy toes to throw that one.
I think he panicked. I don't think he wasn't that he couldn't see because he knew where it needed to go. I just think he panicked.
Mm.
I just think he panicked that he threw it early and threw it high. Like if he was just throwing, I think he was panicking, thinking it was going to get tipped. But if you just throw it, because I don't think Bolton would have jumped and got it, but you just throw it regularly, he makes the catch. It would have been a huge play. Honestly, I don't think it was but one safety on top of him, and he beats him. Xavier Hutchins going to the end zone. I wish Nico could have went to the end zone, but Nico was running with cement shoes
Yeah,
on
he
that
looked a little slow, huh?
play. Yeah, I was like, that's a little strange for Nico Collins because I don't know.
He looked a little waterlogged.
Yeah, I think it was a little cold too, a little
Yeah,
chilly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it will be hard to play in the cold when you're not used to it.
Well, no, Nico's used to. He played in Michigan, but it's the
Yeah,
point.
but he's been in Houston for how long?
Man, but I will say it was probably one of the coldest games of the season. They said it was like -8 out there. Like it was 20, it was like 18 degrees, but with the wind chill, it was like -8.
And it's hard to breathe in the cold too.
Hard to breathe. You falling on it feel like you're falling on cement because the grass is so hard.
And then you got Jalen Petrie with a diaper on his head just
Yeah.
booming you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of this episode. It will be released tomorrow, which is
Mhm.
Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to you guys.
Happy Tuesday.
This was AD from the Town Rundown. I am
Absolutely.
Ruben from the 713 Houston
Shout
Sports.
out Wheelhouse Media.
Shout out Wheelhouse Media
Mhm.
for allowing us to come on here and talk on their platform. Always a big shout out to the man upstairs, guys. We'll see you in a couple of days.